Thank you. To our distinguished colleague, thank you for your very passionate speech and your advocacy on health. Majority Floor Leader.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. At this juncture, we recognize the distinguished gentleman from Taguig, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, the former Speaker of the House, to ask questions, some questions, Mr. President. Thank you.
Yes, to our distinguished colleague from Taguig, my classmate in the 11th Congress, 11th, 12th, 13th, and all the Congresses that I've been into, you are recognized, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader, my brother. May I be addressed, gentleman from Taguig and Pateros, since
Oh,
our
that's
family is
correct.
from
My
Pateros.
apologies, my apologies.
And may I ask the lady from Taguig and Pateros if I can ask just one line, it's a question or two, just one line of questioning, and then maybe one proposal on our rules, and just 2 or 3 manifestations, because the minority leader would like to have time on this important topic. If the lady would yield, allow me to ask a question.
Of course, Mr. President.
Well, first of all, Mr. President, I grew up knowing her righteous anger as an ate. But what you saw today is her righteous anger as a mother. And I guess every single one of us who are elected to this body should really act that when we pass a law, it doesn't matter if we smoke or not, or if we vape or not. The question is, will we allow our children to do so? And para sa kalaman ng lahat, itong pinag-uusapan natin, hindi ko tatawagin batas kasi precisely my question is the validity. But this bill, from 21 years old, papayagan ng bentahan ang 18 years old mag-vape. So kung mahuli ng isang teacher sa senior high school ngayon, ang isang estudyante, ay pwedeng sagutin ng estudyante na ang mga congressman at senador natin ay sinabing pwede na kaming bentahan. Bakit kayo mga teacher ayaw nyo kaming payagan? That's a huge irony that this bill will bring up. And secondly, as Senator Pia has distributed cosmetics kanina para makita natin, the irony nga is that all of this, and I remember reading an article na galit yung gobyerno kasi yung isang nagbebenta ng noodles ay binebenta na hindi naman pumasa pa sa FDA.
Yes.
Samantalang, 50,000 flavors na ang dinisapprove sa US because it's proven to have different negative health effects, no? Masama sa ating katawan, yet nililipat natin sa DTI. But yung aking question is dun po sa proseso at legal. Sa aking pagkaalam, plenary ang powers ng Congress. So the Constitution, and there's a case that is taught to first-year law students that ang powers ng Congress ay plenary, di ba? So ang limitation, siyempre, ng batas na ating ipapasa ay ang konstitusyon. Having said that, hindi continuing po ang Kongreso. That's why ngayon po, tinatawag natin tong 19th Congress. So meaning, pag nag-adjourn po tayo, madalas gamitin, di ba, yung functus officio, or ibig sabihin, kumbaga sa tao, namamatay. Except that ang Congress ay nabubuhay ulit or naboborn again sa susunod na Kongreso. So my question, actually not only to the lady from Taguig and Pateros, but to this body, and maybe this should be researched by our legal, is that if all of our bills have to be refiled once matapos yung Congress, can a bill that is sent to the President and then wala ng Kongreso, can it still come to life? Meaning the President can do 3 things. Sign it into law, veto it, or allow it to be lapsed into law. But if it is the 18th Congress that passed this law, what does the President, who's presiding over the 19th and 20th Congress, where does he derive his power to either sign it, veto it, or let it lapse into law? So probably if the advocates of tobacco are going to insist that it is now a law, then this will go to the Supreme Court. But I think we in the Senate have to decide ano ba stand natin. Kasi alam kong merong fast break, pero slow break itong ginawa eh. 'Di ba? Yung last minute pinadala. So I just like to ask if the our health advocate here agrees or that it is now a law, or are we